Hi and welcome to the Joy of Photography series. This week we're going to be looking at photographing into sunsets using a long lens and flaring the light, making it disperse, making the pictures look very overexposed, no real blacks, lots of yellows, oranges and reds. Really exciting. Grab your camera, watch the weather forecast, look for a sunset and let's go. Well, I'm just out in the countryside because I know there's going to be a good sunset today, and I had to pull over, and now I'm walking down this lane because look at that sun. We're walking straight into the sun here, but what I can see is in the field, you might not pick this up on the camera, but in that field down there were some cows grazing, and they had the most amazing backlight, rim light all around the animals. So I think it's going to make a fantastic picture. You know, one of those real sort of light pictures, highbrow pictures where the light from the sun is overpowering, not dark and rich, but overpowering. Let's get up the bank here. Oh no, actually, that's a bit steep, that bank there. I am carrying a tripod, so let's walk down here, watch the cars, and see if I can find somewhere here. Yeah, it's not so steep here. Get up, that's it. And let's go back. Oh, look at those beautiful long shadows and the end of a lovely spring day. Let's find a nice bit of flat ground. It's a little bit slopey here. Oh, it flattens out here. That's nice. So let's set the trusty old Bembo up and have a look and see what we can see. Okay, so I've knocked the ISO down to 64. I don't need any contrast. I've got more contrast than I know what to do with, so we just need some nice tones. So let's put the EV down to -2 because we're going into the sun. Have a look at that. There's some nice colour in that sky, look. Beautiful. We haven't got much detail in the cows. Can you just see them there in the background? Just creeping in. Beautiful rim light on them. Ah, there we go. That's more what I'm looking for. I don't need those rich colours. I want them to be. I want to be sort of, bleaching away. We're just going to put a little HDR on and see how it copes. Let's have a look at that. Okay, it's giving me a nice exposure. The HDR is of the sky, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the sky to be bleached out. I'm looking for the sun to be that huge, beautiful white light with pale pastel tones. That's what I'm looking for. That's more like it. Now here's our picture into Photoshop back in the edit, and you can see the lens flare that we've got, even with my hand over the lens. So I'm just going to use the clone tool to very delicately, just on a small brush, look, just gently work around the cows down here. Borrow a bit of the shadow of the one cow to put over to the other, and just paint out one or two of these cow pats, nice and natural as they are. We don't want them in the foreground of the picture. Gently paint out that bit of lens flare on the hedge, borrow some hedge, just move it around, just try a few different little pieces of hedge till we get the right tones, and we paint it out, and just that little bit of flare in the background there. And that's I don't mind the flare being on the picture. It's part of the picture when we're going into the sun like this. It's just I don't want them to be dots as they were. So where they're distracting, as long as they're not distracting, as long as they're adding to the picture, they're natural. Let's leave them in. Okay, so the thing is, some pictures don't require you to do too much, and I think this is one of those pictures. A little bit of recropping, and it's a natural picture. We don't want to overwork it. We don't want to start bringing things, we'll bring that shadow a little bit in there to balance, because it's very left-hand heavy with the cows on the left. So a little bit of extra shading on the shadow of that tree will help balance the picture up. But I'm not going to do too much more to this picture. I think it's a natural picture, and we'll just cut out the top bit there, and just look at taking the levels down very slightly. No, I don't think it needs it. I think I'm overworking it. Put it back. Maybe just a little bit of yellow. Leave it alone. Just let it be. It was a beautiful, beautiful scene. Let it be as it was. There. Actually, it's not quite straight. I am going to have to straighten that up, and that's because the ground wasn't very straight where the tripod was. I know what you're thinking. I've got a trigger grip. I could have sorted that out, but it's too easy, isn't it, in Photoshop? Let's keep all those cows in. I don't think we need too much white. At the top sky, we just need to hint that big white sky's there, and that's a much, much better crop. I'm really pleased with that picture. You know, in days of HDR, where, you know, everybody's telling us that, you know, we have to pull so much detail out, have detail and have blacks and have whites, you know, sometimes you don't. We haven't got much detail in this picture at all. We're letting the light flare and take the detail away. It's just lovely. I mean, look in the trees there. You can just see, look, the hint of the trees, but we can't see them. You know, so well. We can see the cows, but we can't see ultimate detail. And you know, sometimes we get bombarded with detail and sharpness of lenses and HDR detail and raw pictures and how much can we dig out. And sometimes just let it be natural, let it be. You know, like the Impressionist painters, we're looking at the light. We're celebrating, you know, the fantastic light that the sun's giving us here, and we're not looking at the detail on the grass and the cows and just how much we can see from the shadows. We're just enjoying the majesty of the sun go down. It's lovely, and I'd be quite happy to pop that into a frame and put it on my wall and feel warm all winter long.